The NFL regular season is wrapping up, but there's still time to get in on the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. The app is so easy to use, and there are so many different ways to bet, like live same-game parlays. Find bets in the new Explore tab. Make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, the best way to find popular parlays, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/247 and make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus and present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
If you're in the market for investment-worthy bags, watches, and fine jewelry, Rebag is the answer. Rebag is a luxury resale marketplace where each piece is carefully vetted and verified by experts to ensure quality and authenticity. If you're in the market, use Rebag to buy and sell finds from the world's top brands, including Hermes, Chanel, and Cartier. Head to Rebag.com to get 10% off your first purchase with code REBAG10. Shop today at Rebag.com. That's REBAG.com. And use promo code REBAG10 for 10% off your first purchase.
Welcome to the PowerCat Podcast, GoPowerCat.com's Kansas State Athletics Show. Make sure you're subscribing to our show at Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. Now, from the GPC studios, here's your host, GoPowerCat publisher, Tim Fitzgerald.
Welcome to the overtime. Woohoo! Let's insert something fun right here. I have no idea what I put there. No idea. Might have been like a fart sound. I'm not sure.
Let's just get Daphne on the mic.
Oh, yeah, she's farty. Speaking of
so
farty,
are you.
Tim Fitzgerald, Ryan Gilbert, Cole Carmody. No Zach this week. He's watching cars go fast and slow and turn and go straight, and he's watching a little Formula One in Miami.
Ricky Bobby, I have come here to defeat you. Well, welcome to America, amigo. You are faster, Ricky Bobby.
But I am faster.
All right, you let go of me, you Formula One jazz nut job. Like the frightened baby chipmunk, you are scared by anything that is different. I will let you go, Ricky. But first, I want you to say...
I love crepes.
Don't you say it, Ricky. These colors don't run.
I'm not going to say it.
Good.
Probably listening to a Post Malone concert for the second time. So the great thing about Zach, among his many great qualities, is he's never been to a concert. I have no idea how this is possible. It's not like he doesn't enjoy music. He's just never been to a concert.
I don't think he enjoys music. You've been on a road trip with him in his car? He's got Hits 1 on volume 2.
I don't think
that's the weird thing. He listens to music like...
I don't think Zach enjoys fun sometimes.
But last
Zach, if
time...
you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm not...
Last time he was in Miami, Post Malone was having a concert, and he could kind of see him and hear him from where he was at. He wasn't actually at the concert. I don't know how it worked, but he was pseudo at a concert, but he wasn't really at the concert. So I don't know who they're going to have. I have no idea, but I hope Zach has fun. If Rick Ross, you're going to go, has fun down in Miami and meets a beautiful Cuban woman and gets married and lives in Miami so I can go visit.
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
Is Zach getting more sunburnt or more tan?
Zach tans up pretty good, I think.
He just can't take his hat off.
No, he's got the golf tan.
You hear that, ladies?
Oh, yeah. You know what that means. He's got, like, lines to tell you where you shouldn't be.
No, you certainly cannot.
Oh, God. Where you should be is at Taco Lucha.
Yes.
And So Long Saloon. Lucha and Saloon are back sponsoring this thoughtful, in-depth, heartfelt podcast known as The Overtime. You ask us anything, we will answer within reason. And
a few questions didn't make the cut. Let me just say.
It was a little bit too far?
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're not going to talk about our sex lives because that'd be dead air.
It's locker room talk, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and I'm not going to talk about other topics. I'll talk about a lot of stuff. But, yeah, anyhow, ask us anything. We'll see what we want to answer. And that's how it works around here. And then I put a middle in it so we can have an ad in the middle. And then I put in lots of sound effects to make it better. I don't know if it helps.
Speak humans.
Yeah, we haven't even had the Talking Seals on the main podcast now for about 4 years. And yet they still have the break. I don't know. Maybe this is the week I'll switch to something different. You know what we could use? Maybe this is what I put in at the start of the show. Screaming goats. Oh, I love them. Here we go. It's your questions from Wabash Station for The Overtime. I hope it's good. I don't want to talk about concession food. And the advantage here is without Zach, we're not going to talk about concession food, golf, or Formula One. Mm-hmm. Cole,
correct.
Take it away.
From John Queefald.
Woo! What?
Yes, yeah. He asked the question. Welcome back.
Welcome.
You have to pick a former or current K-State coach to adopt your kids / Daphne and Dude. Who are you picking?
Frank.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine how scared Daphne would be of Frank? Come here.
I think Bob Huggins would be a good choice.
I'm not going to pick a coach. I'm going to pick Daniel Green because Daphne freaking loved him.
It was player or coach?
It can be. It says former or current K-State coach. But yeah, we can do players.
Okay, Fitz. Just whatever you want to do.
No, it's going to be Daniel.
But it's true.
I've got to be Zach out here and keep the rules in check.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so when we had the NIL event, when we had the three guys come in and do podcast reads, they came right into this room, and Daphne is scared of everyone. Daphne was abused as a pup, both physically and verbally, and she's just very not trusting of men, particularly. And yet that day with these giant human beings, Felix, Cooper, and Daniel coming in here, 3 giant dudes, she wasn't that disturbed by it. And the last person to arrive was Daniel. He sat in the chair right now that what's your name again?
Gills.
Gills is in, but it was backed up towards the wall. And she just walked up to Daniel and sat and looked at him like, "Hi, I'm Daphne." It was the damnedest thing. We're recording, I think, with Felix at the time, and Zach's back on the couch, so I'm looking at him, and we're both like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
She loved Daniel Green. She's so happy he's back. She doesn't know. She didn't know. But yeah, that's who I'd pick.
I think Jerome Tang, if I did have theoretically had kids, who would I choose to adopt them? It would be Jerome Tang.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's not a funny answer. It's just a serious answer.
Great father.
Yes. That would be who I would choose, and that would be my answer.
Van Malone might be up there, too, because I think kids learning the value of humor is pretty important in their being adjusted in society.
Okay, so let's reverse this. Who would you have that you would not want your kids or dogs to be adopted by? Probably former coaches, I would imagine. We'll stick with this one.
Oh, I don't know about that one. That's my answer.
Yeah, I'm not going to say. I'm not.
Can we bag on Ron Prince?
Oh yeah, Ron Prince would kick a dog. There's no doubt in my mind he'd kick a dog.
Yeah,
we'll just go with that. We'll be safe there.
Fair enough.
I don't know. There's not many people I'd trust with my doggos, but yeah.
Trust me.
I have.
Yes, you have. I've slept with your dog before.
So funny. Gil stayed over one time when we were out of town, and Daphne likes to sleep on the bed with her humans. And so he was down here in the guest bedroom, and Daphne hopped up on the bed to sleep with Gills. And when he sat up in the night, she barked at him.
And ran away.
That's what I'm dealing with every day. She's in that job.
She is a sweet dog.
She's very sweet. And Dude is the best. Dude's just Mr. Outgoing, but he's a poop head.
Dude could live with anyone.
Dude, Dude is now, his new thing is he goes into the bathroom, and if the roll of toilet paper is like sitting by the toilet or something, he just steals it. We currently have part of a roll out in the backyard that he stole one day when I was down here recording all my DDs that are running in right now with the Big 12 preview. I got upstairs and realized dude stole the toilet paper out of our master bath. A little poop head.
Literally. Next question comes from TConman08. This is an important question.
Okay, good.
What will Aggieville look like after the current projects are complete? I know there is a lot of concern about small business longevity.
Yep, I'm very concerned about it. I was just reading.
It's never going to be complete. It literally is never ending.
Well, everything in the front of Aggieville right now is done. And I will say, it looks really good.
Well, I think the master plan is to tear it all up like they've done to the area on 12th Street in front of Lucha and Saloon. And then I assume that the new area entering Aggieville, Welcome To, is done the same way. I mean, that's the idea they wanted. They want the, whatever they are, the big posts that come out of the ground that block traffic. They want those everywhere. And the new project has been delayed because an investor backed out, but it'll get going again.
That's the parking lot that they tore up.
Yeah,
right?
they tore it. Luckily, they opened the street back up, but yeah, that's going to kind of cut off Aggieville in a way there, and I think it'll be cool. The problem is those projects, when you have business underneath housing, usually the rent rates mean franchises. Local businesses can't afford them. And if the parking situation improves so much that franchises can look at locations on Morrow and say, yeah, we now have enough parking spaces within so many feet of our front door. And I think they're going to put a parking garage at the eastern edge of Aggieville 2 in that lot. Then we're going to see more places flip to franchise. And I don't think that's what any of us want. I mean, a little bit's okay. I mean, we've got Wild Wings and we've had a Subway that finally went under and other things, but
there's a Jim John.
Jimmy John's, yep. Wingstop's technically a franchise, it's area owned.
Yeah.
But Wingstop's got the K-State ties. We can't crap on Wingstop here.
Right. I know. It's just I don't want the spirit of Aggieville and local owned. I know these people. This isn't some theoretical local ownership type thing. These are my friends from being in Aggieville for so long, and they're young, aging entrepreneurs that create lots of jobs, particularly jobs for students, and the money stays local. And I think that's important. So I hope we never lose that spirit in Aggieville. Hope we never lose it downtown. Hope we never lose it as a community. And people continue to support these local businesses.
As long as Ryan Gilbert's bartending in Aggieville.
You got to go for that. It's a show.
Aggieville is not going anywhere.
He is the finest flair bartender Aggieville's ever seen. And by flair, I mean he simply pours drinks. That's really not.
Have you seen the front of the new? Have you driven on that street? No. It's pretty cool, and they also made it two-way, I believe. So not the road. They made it two-way on the road. Like when you leave Chipotle, instead of having to go and turn, you have to instead of being right.
You can go either way.
Yeah, you can go either way. You can go left or you can go right. As opposed to last time it was a one-way. Last time it was a one-way. So when you come through that stop sign, like say you turn right and you're coming and you drive in front of McCool's and the new smoke shop, whatever.
Mm-hmm. And that's where Cole goes every day.
Yeah,
hangs out.
And the donuts. If you go straight, there could be somebody coming the other way too.
I'm lost. I'm okay, but we're good.
Does that make sense?
I thought the bike lanes are kind of goofy looking.
Yeah, there's bike lanes, which I don't understand either. Yeah. I also don't understand why they just asphalted the half of the road in Aggieville and they didn't touch the parking. They didn't touch the parking. They just did the main.
It was just a half-ass.
It looks terrible. That part looks bad. I will say that part looks really bad.
Tacky.
Well, I think they're reluctant to do anything because eventually, if they can add another garage and have more equitable parking for both ends of Aggieville, I think there is interest in making a walking district out of it. And I think it'd be cool.
It would be really cool.
And then at that point, you redo that. That just becomes an emergency lane down the middle. And then you expand out over the curbs for, storefront walking for pedestrians and then storefront seating areas probably.
I'm going to be honest. I think City Park needs to be the next thing that they need to redo. Because that area right now makes Aggieville, it's not good. All the parking that is parking in City Park is for the fraternity house that's right across the street. No one goes to City Park. It's run down. They need to find a way to do something with that before they can fix whatever's going on in Aggieville. That is an easy project to do. That is an easy, clean it up, make it look a little bit nicer, and then go on.
And I'm just going to say this. Some of the people that live around City Park act like it's Central Park in New York. It's sacred ground. Yeah. No. I mean, it's got a nice swimming pool. It needs more parking. And there we go. I mean, it's good for everyone to have more accessibility to the pool and anything else they might want to put in the park. But continue to have walking areas and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm all in, but we need to make the whole park functional.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Fitz, you would know this answer. Is there any chance that Aggieville can be, I order a beer at So Long or whatever, and I can go walk to the bookstore?
Yeah, that just
once it goes all pedestrian.
That's been a Kansas problem.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
That'd be so cool, though.
And they just addressed it. So they've changed the rules for open containers and moving from spot to spot in the state. The biggest obstacle to that is RCPD.
Reach for the sky, dirtbag!
It always was. When you could do it for special events, and they just always opposed it. They didn't want it. And now basically their argument is, well, if we find a minor with a beer, we don't know who to charge.
Charge the minor who's got it in his hands.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways, if a 21-year-old walks out my door with a beer perfectly legally and then hands it to someone else, I can't be held accountable for that. Now, I don't know why this is confusing. So we need that. And we certainly need it on special events.
Well, at Takalucha, you have like hundreds of people there on a game day weekend. Everybody has to be forced in those corrals. If they could just kind of wander up by Tanner's or whatever, it'd be so much easier.
Yep, that's been a state of Kansas and Manhattan thing. You got to be in a corral. It's just stupid. This state and drinking laws, don't start me on THC laws, just so backwards thinking about all these things, and always have been from Prohibition on. I mean, the liquor by the drink stuff lasted into the 70s, left over from Prohibition. Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
Manhattan needs Brett Yormark.
Yeah,
they do.
There's a lot to be said about that.
Very good. Next question comes from Jay Bolin, PSU. He says, a certain former employee likes sports teams from Kansas, North Carolina, Texas, and now Florida. Are fans like this automatically considered bandwagoners, and why is the answer yes?
I missed something here. What did we got? Was it? I missed something to this question.
Rhymes with flyleaf flates.
Oh.
A certain former employee likes sports teams from Kansas, North Carolina, Texas, and now Florida. The Florida Panthers, NHL. Cowboys from Dallas, Texas.
Knicks. Knicks are New York.
Oh, yeah, from New York. North Carolina is Duke, right?
Yeah.
Kansas State.
K-State.
I don't. None of us can explain his fandom. We love him. He's going to have a great wedding.
A current employee likes a sports team from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Are they automatically considered a bandwagoner?
Am I?
For the Steelers, you are.
Well, the Steelers were Sorry, Daphne, I didn't mean to. They were garbage when I.
They don't have to be good to be a bandwagon.
No, you just hopped on the garbage truck. You was riding around with a garbage truck.
But at least I've gone to a couple Steelers games over the last couple of years, and so I really have embraced being a.
You've been to West Virginia too. So
West Virginia, really, North Carolina. Yep, me and Cole went to the Chiefs game when Pittsburgh played there. So,
but you're still a bandwagoner because you.
But they're not
by definition.
They were not good when I switched.
I don't think that means like I like the Royals, but I was born a Royals fan.
Here's what's fascinating about Schmiley Schmates' fandom is he doesn't necessarily pick good. I mean, you see why he picks the Cowboys and Duke, but the Knicks and the Florida Panthers, who suddenly are good, apparently. I don't understand it.
It's it rubs off on those teams when they know Riley Gates is rooting for them.
I have literally tried to adopt another team. Like I'm gonna be the Nuggets and the Golden Knights as fans, and I just can't do it. I'm a Chiefs and Royals guy, and if the Royals move to Nashville or Orlando, I won't be a Royals fan anymore. It's just the way it is. I'm kind of a hometown type of guy.
I could not imagine not having a professional sports team to root for. Like if I lived in Iowa, like what the hell?
Weird.
What the hell is there to do in Iowa? Like Ben Sinnott, we had him in the media room and he was talking about it. He's like, we didn't really watch professional sports. Like, oh my God, I could not even imagine.
Yep, I agree. What are you doing over there? Quit making noise. Quit. No, don't throw stuff at me.
The Humans will be back with more of the Overtime podcast.
When the whole family comes together to watch the game, nobody wants to miss a second of the action to run to the grocery store. With Instacart, you can get all your weekly groceries in as fast as an hour. Less time shopping means more game time. Let's go. Visit instacart.com to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
Welcome back to the Overtime. Speak Humans.
The next question comes from Snyder's Headset. This is a new name, too. I don't know if we had him.
We've had him,
yeah. Name your favorite and least favorite non-K-State players from the Big 12 this year. Dealer's choice on whether this is football, basketball, or both.
Favorite and non-favorite.
Non-K-State players.
So I didn't catch this at West Virginia basketball because I was there, but apparently Stevenson was being a
kind of a douche.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it, but I feel like that
he might be the least. He might be the least favorite. Yeah. Honestly.
Potter. I guess he's not technically in the Big 12 anymore, but
Stevenson though, that guy just like, and it's surprising because he played for Frank. Like I would not think that this was a guy. Yeah, he played for Frank. That's how we got to West Virginia. He was at South Carolina, and then
I didn't know that.
Yep, that's that connection there. But he was just a total jackwagon. Like. I every single game he played, it seemed like he got into some kind of tizzle.
Tizzle. I like that word. I don't know what that is. Tizzle. It's like a tussle.
Before Eddie Lampkin got
Less
kicked
than a
out.
tussle. It's a tussle.
Cole used to love Eddie Lampkin.
Yes, he was my guy.
Went south.
And then when he started, like,
I'm with you,
yelling at K-State, that's when I was like,
that kid went off the rails.
Yeah, but last year that was my guy. That was the guy who I really liked. But So I don't know. I don't necessarily have a favorite, if I'm being honest.
I'm just impressed with what Marquise became. The turnaround, personal and as a player, he had made it a really amazing story. What happened in New York?
I found it a lot easier to cheer for Baylor overall with just what drew him.
Better understanding of what's gone there, and Coach Drew. Yeah, I find this to be happening to me. I'm much more welcoming to the Big 12 teams that remain from the original Big 12. Kansas and Iowa State and Oklahoma State. I have a little tolerance for Oklahoma and Texas right now, and just less connection to West Virginia and TCU. TCU's an oddity in this conference. It's not just a religious school; it's a high-end trust fund school. Someone did all of the Big 12 schools with their NFL team, and I cracked up because TCU's was the Chargers.
It's so
true. Southern California. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
So who's your least favorite coach? Because I think coaches, it's a little bit more applicable. It's really hard for me to say I have a favorite football player and a favorite basketball player and a favorite non-favorite football player. But I definitely have an answer for a coach here.
Is this just Big 12 or who K-State played?
Big 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say Drinkwitz, but
yeah,
not the Big 12.
I was going to say Sonny Dykes as my least favorite Big 12 coach.
Yeah, I'll buy into that.
I just get like the vibes. It's just like I don't think they're going to be good next year. I think he kind of coasted off of what Gary Patterson had. Gary Patterson just kind of forgot how to coach in the end. I do not like Sonny Dykes and the attitudes that he had on the sideline. I don't know. That's my answer for my least non.
If I go sideline, it's Matt Campbell.
Oh, true.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Every game, it seems like he loses his mind to the point where he forgets to coach the next play and they screw something up. And I've been criticized from Iowa State fans for pointing that out. And I'm like, that's your problem. Not criticizing me didn't solve the problem, but he does that. He loses his mind over a call, and then he's worthless for the next couple of plays, and usually it empties the possession out. I'll just stick with Iowa State. TJ, no.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's another one.
I mean, the whole flex my bicep and point thing is just creepy. I'm gonna wear a Schmedium shirt all the time.
I also am not a Jamie Dixon fan.
Yeah.
From the interactions we had with him in like media and stuff, I'm just like, again, it's a TCU thing, I guess. Right. I don't know. He's a TCU alum.
Not Texas culture at all.
No. He's just, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. From Big Sam, can you name any one band or performer that you absolutely hated at a time when your social/set crowd absolutely loved them? Why did you have such hate in your heart?
No. I mean, no.
I don't get it.
Is a band someone like maybe a rapper that everyone else likes that you hate?
That would just be any rapper with Ryan Gilbert.
No, I love Rick Ross.
How about Lil Baby?
That Lowdown song is the worst song I've ever heard in my life.
What's amazing is the section they use is pretty cool, and then you listen to the whole song and go, huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
It gets a little repetitive.
I'm on TikTok, and one of my favorite people I follow on TikTok was doing the Lil Baby stuff, and I'm like, this is my world colliding. You know, this is random TikTok person in a faraway place doing the Lil Baby stuff off of the team I cover. No, I think I've done the opposite. I was a big U2 fan in college, and now I just don't like their stuff.
You're an old man now.
I know. I wasn't necessarily a Beatles fan in college. I kind of liked it, but now I'm much more so. Certainly country music I wasn't into in college, but it's so different now. Mm-hmm. But I guess the guy that I hated when I got into country music, particularly Red Dirt, was Wade Bowen, which you guys don't know who that is. But I saw him in concert in Aggieville at Longhorns or whatever it was down there. And I was just filled with this urge to walk up and punch him. He just annoyed the hell out of me.
So the way you feel every time you see me?
Yeah, much like that. And so I left. And now he's got some music out that I really genuinely love. And so I'm like wrestling with that.
So one person that I actually my first concert was Chance the Rapper from Chicago. And he was very popular around 2013, 2014, 2015, that time period. I really liked Chance the Rapper. And now, like, I can't even listen to the songs that I like because I'm like, this is terrible. Like, I don't understand why he was popular. He hasn't put out good music literally since then. So it's like, it's the same songs that I really liked I listen to now, and I'm like, it's just like not the kind, like, this, what? Like, no. Another person I did not like when I was in high school was J. Cole. And I really am a big J. Cole fan right now. It's just strange how time evolves and your music tastes change. Like, I didn't listen to any country music at all. I was against country music. I thought it was terrible. And maybe that's because even 7 years ago, like, country music was not as good as it is right now. But like, I've really gotten into like Morgan Wallen and some of this mainstream country, and maybe that's just me being mainstream, but like, I don't know. I just think it's just a different change than what I normally listen to. So like, my music change has taste throughout the years, but yeah, there's definitely some people where I'm like, all my friends like this person, and I'm like, oh, this is just
my answer right now would be Morgan Wallen. And I listen to his music and I'm like, there's no reason for me not to like this, but I'm just not into it.
It's just so catchy. Like, that's just what it's addictive because it's so catchy.
Yeah. I'm just not into him for some reason. And I've really pivoted hard to Texas/Red Dirt country, which is a whole nother genre. I argue it's the Western part of country Western that was lopped off at one point and just became Southern based country music. And I enjoy the Western part of it a lot more.
I still cannot get over the fact that you don't like Lil Baby.
I want to ask you, what is your opinion of Rick Ross, G-Eazy, and Tyga? Has it changed at all over the last 2 years living with me and me constantly playing those three rappers?
Rick Ross. Yes, 100%. Like, I had always like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, Rick Ross is cool. But now, like, I actually listen to Rick Ross's songs, and I'm like, hey, I can appreciate him because I'm a big Drake fan, and Rick Ross has a lot of collabs with Drake. And so it's like, oh, hey. So then I've appreciated Rick Ross. Tyga, I still think is absolute. Sorry, Daphne.
She perked up on that.
I know.
What?
And G-Eazy, I actually am going to be completely honest with you, Ryan. I actually did not mind G-Eazy, but the more that you listen to him, the more I hate him now. So yeah, there you go, Big Sam. That's the answer to your question. From King Jim 77. All the mascots of the Power 5 conferences gang up for a battle royale against each other. Think Anchorman style. Which conference emerges victorious?
Didn't we have like
kind of? I think this was inspired from last week's question.
Well, Wildcats are going to win because there's so many of them, right?
Well, I think it's like conferences going up against each other. So it's not just like
I mean, SEC's got multiple tigers.
Gators?
They've got gators and an elephant, if you want to say that.
But they also have a Commodore.
Yeah, Commodore. The fight's over here, fellas. Oh, thank you, Commodore. What else they got down there? They got a lot of scary stuff.
Rebels that run. Those are scary.
They've got a pissed off rooster.
Big old.
If you've ever been around a pissed off rooster, you don't want to mess with that. Or
if you've ever been in Fitz's backyard.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So chickens are legal in Manhattan city limits.
So weird.
And we found out you can have a rooster too, which they're not my fenced neighbors, but they're just 2 houses away. And so I'm doing radio and you can hear a rooster in the background. Guys, I swear to God, they bought a sheep. I've been hearing these sounds like, is that a sheep? Which I'm pretty sure you can't have. Let's see, SEC, what else you got here? You've got Texas A&M fans, which is, the Aggies. They're frightening as hell. We are Aggies.
I actually don't think that. I think the Big 12 would probably be the first one to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've got mythical birds.
Yeah, so that's not going to help.
We've got a small predator cat. Which, is you don't want to encounter. But if you're going to encounter a wild feline, you're going to pick the bobcat.
There's a frog.
But it shoots blood out of its eyes, so I'm going to give a little bonus there.
A human that lives in a mountain with a mullet and a musket.
And the West Texas version of the same person riding a horse.
and an Oklahoma State version of the same person.
Big 12 is not.
Yeah.
No, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
They're going to lose immediately.
Even Cal has a damn bear. I mean, so does Baylor, but Cal isn't frightening in any way, but they have a bear. Stanford has a tree.
The Pac-12 would also be terrible.
Yeah.
In general.
Especially they're losing a bear with the Bruins, and then,
there's a duck, for Christ's sake.
It's a duck that skydives, so, which is kind of ironic that a duck.
Big Ten might be pretty good. You got a Wolverine.
Huskers.
True. A Cornhusker, that's probably the worst mascot ever.
You've got a corn-based one and a nut-based one with the Buckeyes. I think you just kind of lose right there.
But the Wolverine, that's like
You got a turtle in the Big Ten.
Oh, Maryland. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm going SEC every year.
Yeah, SEC, sure. I think gets the cake. All right, last question. Is that acceptable?
Yeah.
I don't want to leave.
Well, I do.
I'm going to hang out with your dogs here all day.
Well, you can.
We saved the best for last. From Big Sam once again. With your current body type and skill set, what competitive activity is the one for which you are most ready for success?
Sumo wrestling for Fitz.
Napping? Yeah, exactly. Well, not even sumo wrestling. Guy would just threaten me and I'd fall out of the circle.
So there was also a question about hot ones and also how many wings could you eat in 2 minutes. I think this is inspired from Hayden Gillam's. Did you see this, by the way? Hayden Gillam went to the Travis Kelce Jam in Kansas City, and I don't think anybody actually knew who he was, but he got selected to go up and eat wings on stage, and he won the contest. He ate a ridiculous amount of wings in 2 minutes. It's 20 wings in 2 minutes.
That's my guy!
And
way to get it, Rip. Way to go.
And TMZ posted an article, and they were like, man named Hayden Gillam eats 20 wings in 2 minutes, and everybody's like, you're not going to say this is a Kansas State football player?
You seen the Adrian Peterson interview? There was some news reporter asking him about some story. And
they had no idea.
Adrian Peterson?
That's funny.
You never seen that?
Yeah, I have actually.
So I say all that to say, eating contest, would you be able to hang?
Fitz wins.
No. I don't really. I eat shockingly little. I haven't even eaten today. I haven't had a bite to eat today. And we're at 2:34. But, of course, my radiation is making me want to throw up all the time. Look, I'll be honest here. I graduated high school 6'1.5" at 175 pounds. I came home for Christmas 6'3", 225. If I had known I could carry the mass I do, I would have been an offensive lineman. But I never was big enough to be an offensive lineman, and plus I was a wuss. So, but
plus you were a plus size.
Plus size. I did in my healthy days play a lot of competitive volleyball, and I every day I'm reminded of that with a bad knee and a bad shoulder. But yeah,
I've heard all about the Go Power Cat softball games.
I did such a good job as general manager of the Go Power Cat softball team, I made myself useless.
One of my future bosses was on that softball team.
Yep. He's good.
And I hear about it all the time.
He's good. Just ran into some of those dudes. It's funny, the guy that was our shortstop, my neighbor has been heading up a major construction project in town. Let's put it that way, that is coming to a completion after many years. And I saw our former shortstop. And we ended Go Power Cat softball when Eric became old with kids. We're like, okay, the young shortstop now is old with kids, 30-something. But, he's beginning to have aches and pains instead of, just diving for every ball and hopping up. Okay, it's time to wrap this up. But I found out Eric works with my neighbor. The whole time he's been working with my neighbor. And, they both love each other. It's like, that's just...
We should start another team. You should be the general manager again. I can get people to do it, and I think it would just be like a reincarnation of the softball team. I think it would work.
We've got this.
Gilbert could play. I could play. Zach would play.
The funny thing about Go Power Cat softball is we eventually, the Purple Pig softball team, which was a former bar that was downtown and then Aggieville, they just decided not to want to sponsor the whole thing. So we co-sponsored for a few years, and then we eventually took it over, and it was a beer night softball team. And then we started picking up some guys that, were good beer night softball guys. They're fun it was always about the drinking for us. But lo and behold, we kept bringing on guys, and we became one of the better softball teams in town. And the oddity was almost none of my guys played travel softball, while the other teams were all travel softball guys, like guys that, it's religion. It's just comical how serious some guys take this. And I had guys like that, but yeah.
No. I'm taking this very seriously if this happens.
So I would play, he would play, Zach would play. I bet Monty would play.
Well,
he would be good.
Well, in fact, I pulled out 2 of the jerseys we had from the past, and I'm going to hang them up in here somewhere because I've got a duplicate of the purple vest. I think the gray vest.
Well, answering Big Sam's question, I think softball, I would be pretty damn good at slow pitch.
I was a really good slow pitch pitcher.
That's a skill set that not a lot of people understand.
People just think you're throwing the ball up there.
Yeah.
Quick pitch and the bailout.
The high ball that it gets too high.
Yeah. You see if the umpire will call it.
You're right.
Yeah. Yep. And the bailout when you throw it over the plate and you go, I'm about to die.
Watch your lips.
I could backpedal to second base almost as fast.
The chuck and duck.
Yeah. But yeah, so I enjoyed softball a lot.
Gil's 3-point shooting for you. That's my answer. I'm answering for you. Is that a fair assessment?
Something with basketball. Absolutely.
When Ryan plays at the Rec, I've seen him. He gets after it.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants me on their team. Everybody.
I bet.
Not really.
They clamor. Like, guys probably go out the Rec to see if you're playing, and when you're not there, they go home.
Yep.
Just not worth it. Can't play with the best. I don't know. I wish I'd been good at other sports. Some days I wish I'd grown up in a skiing household, both water and snow, but I didn't. And snow skiing involves 2 things I don't like, heights and cold. It's kind of like hunting. I've got nothing against hunting, but it involves mourning and loud noises, both of which are not good things for me. I don't know. I just am what I am, Ryan Gilbert. I'm just
that's why I love you.
A big, beefy American sex symbol. I screwed that up. It's time to shut this down. Thanks for listening. We appreciate Lucha and Saloon. You're always there for us. In fact, you're going to be there for me on Friday. Because what's Friday?
The last day of the week.
It's the 5th of May.
Cinco de Drinko.
Cinco de Drinko.
Did you know, before we end this podcast, that when the Titanic sank...
Yeah, I was 12 years old. Yeah, go ahead.
There was more than just people on board. It was actually carrying a bunch of mayo to Mexico and... Really?
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah, so when it sank, the people of Mexico, they just got really sad.
It's going a long ways for this joke.
And there was a day of mourning.
The Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
On May 5th.
Yeah, we're going to stop now.
Thank you for listening to the Power Cat Podcast. Make sure you're subscribing to our show at Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. PowerCat Podcast. All rights reserved. GoPowerCat.com.
Get in on the action with the world's largest sports book, right at your fingertips. Circa Sports Iowa is where the pros play. Enjoy the highest limits, lowest takeouts, competitive betting menus, and the best customer service. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Iowa. Circa Sports Iowa. Sports betting the way it should be. Download your new bookie today. Visit circasports.com for details.
With Blue Link Plus, you can access your Hyundai Tucson Limited remotely. Doors unlocked, temperature set, lost car found.
There it is.
Get complimentary class-leading Blue Link Plus. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.